Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're taking a look at Darth Maul from Hasbro's Galaxy of Adventures line, and this figure comes to us as part of the latest wave. Also included in this assortment are Ahsoka Tano and her clone trooper from Season 7 of the Clone Wars, and while Darth Maul is a fantastic addition to the line, I feel it'd have made more sense to base this figure on his appearance in the Clone Wars rather than the Phantom Menace, just for the sake of tying him in to the other figures in the line, as at the time of filming this review, we have no Episode 1 characters for Maul to go up against. All that aside, as I say, this is a great figure in its own right, and I can't wait to share it with you in more detail. So, as always, let's kick things off by taking a look at the packaging that this figure comes in. So as you can see, we do get the standard Galaxy of Adventures style packaging for this figure, which, as I've said in previous reviews, I absolutely love. I love the bright, vibrant colour scheme. I love the comic book art style. Everything about these boxes just really stands out to me. And as an inbox collector, I'd definitely be tempted to pick a few more of these up. As you can see on the front of the box, we do have Darth Maul in that Galaxy of Adventures animation style. We get a call out for the action feature that's been incorporated into the figure, and down the side of the box we do get an instruction on how to operate that feature as well. This one comes with a dual Sith strike, and we'll take a look at that later on in the review. On the back of the box you'll see that image of Darth Maul once again, accompanied by the Galaxy of Adventures logo, and then down the side we have other characters available in the series, such as Boba Fett and Luke Skywalker, both of which have been reviewed here on the channel, and alongside Ahsoka and her clone trooper, you can check those reviews out via my Galaxy of Adventures playlist. So there we go, that is the packaging that Darth Maul comes in. Once again, really cool style, love these packaging designs, but it's all about the figure inside. So let's waste little time and take a look at the figure itself. So here is Darth Maul in all his sinister Sith glory, and once again this is a really cool figure. As I've said in previous reviews on Galaxy of Adventures figures, I find the price of these figures to be absolutely spot on. These figures do retail for around $9.99, and they are currently hitting UK retail via Asda, so you can pick these figures up in your local store, and I definitely recommend grabbing this one. It's a great addition to the line, comes with a great accessory, and again, for the price, the amount of articulation that we get with these figures is really good. So even if you're not a fan of the animated Galaxy of Adventures style, even if you're not a fan of the action features that have been incorporated into these figures, you can't grumble with the price, especially when you compare them to Black Series and Vintage Collection figures. When you're looking at 25 quid for a Black Series figure and sort of 16 to 20 pounds for a Vintage Collection 3 3/4 inch figure, this is great value for money. And again, I realise that they're probably aimed at kids, but you can't deny the value for money aspect of this line. Now, with all that in mind, we will touch base on articulation first, and then we'll go into the accessories and the action feature this figure comes with. So right off the bat, we do have a ball joint at the head, really nice fluid range of movement there. We have hinges at the shoulders, elbows, and oddly, ball joints at the wrists. So rather than hinges, we do actually have a small ball jointed motion going on at the wrist, which is a very strange choice, not something I was expecting with this figure. We also have a swivel at the waist, we have hinges at the hips, and thankfully the lower part of Darth Maul's Sith robes don't hinder any of that articulation, so again you can get this guy in some really good poses. We do have hinges at the knees as well, and one thing just that I wanted to point out about this is that fresh out of the box, these joints were very tight. So if you find that the joints on your figure are very tight as well, I'd be tempted to soften them up via hot water or a hairdryer first, just so that you don't snap the peg. I was very scared of breaking this figure when I tried to bend the knees, so do be careful with that if you pick this figure up for yourself. And then to cap things off, we do have articulation at the ankles in the form of a hinge and a rocker, which again are slightly tight on my sample, so just be aware of that if you pick this figure up. But again, articulation absolutely spot on with these figures. Again, they're not sort of Black Series level in terms of posability, but you can certainly get them in some really cool poses, and Darth Maul, being the the acrobat that he is, Needs to get in some really cool poses, and you can certainly achieve that with this figure. So really cool looking figure. Once again, he does come, as you can see, in terms of accessories, with his double-bladed lightsaber. As I've said in previous reviews from the Galaxy of Adventures line, I love the construction of these sabers. The blades are really nice and thick and sturdy. There's no danger of snapping or breaking these weapons, and Darth Maul's saber in this instance does come apart at the hilt, which we'll touch base on in this review later on. The head sculpt on the figure is really nicely done. Again, he does have a stylized look to him. He has got an animated sort of feel, but I love the facial expression. He looks really pissed off. Looks really cool. As you can see, the facial tattoos as well have been really nicely applied. Really nice, crisp paint applications there. And he does have a hint of photoreal face printing tech applied around the eyes, which again adds a nice level of depth to these figures. Even though they are an animated style, it does give that sense of realism, especially around the eyes. But very cool indeed. Again, you've got Darth Maul's horns there. Really nicely done. Paint applications throughout the rest of the figure are really nicely done as well. You've got a nice gloss finish on his gloves, belt and boots. And again, he just looks really cool. I love the paint apps on the saber as well. You've got all the red buttons, all that sort of stuff going on. Really nice and crisp, this one. So as I said, he does come incorporated with an action feature as well in the form of a dual Sith strike. So let's separate the saber and take a look. So while it's not necessarily screen accurate, the best way to operate the dual Sith strike that this figure comes with is to separate the lightsaber at the hilt, which as you can see is done via a peg and hole system. Once you've done this, if you take a look on the back of the figure, we do have a button in the middle of his back. Now what I really like about this aesthetically is the fact that Hasbro have not just stuck a button into his back, but they've given this button a visual appeal in the form of the Sith logo, which is really cool. It's a really nice touch. Again, it's not screen accurate, you know, he doesn't have the Sith logo printed on the back of his robes, but you know, rather than just having a button sticking out of his back and looking unsightly, this is a really nice touch. It's a nice level of detail that Hasbro didn't have to do, but the fact that they've made the button into the Sith logo itself, I absolutely love that. You know, it is again, it takes away visually from the figure in terms of realism, but in terms of adapting this button into his back, this is a really nice touch. So the button itself can be pressed, and essentially the dual Sith strike is just a spring-loaded mechanism in the arms, which allows you, once you click the arms, this is a little bit difficult to do. Well, it's not difficult to do, but you do have to make sure the arms are in the right position before you activate the feature. They do click into place, so if they're clicked and secured, then they're not necessarily going to move. But once you loosen them up, press the button on his back, as you can see, he's got a dual Sith strike going on, which it isn't the best action feature. As I've said, it is probably the most practical. Some of the action features that have been incorporated into these Galaxy of Adventures figures really don't work. But in this instance, it's certainly not bad. Again, it's a gimmick, it's for the kids, but if you're playing with these figures, and essentially these are toys, let's not forget that, it's a fun little gimmick and it's a fun little feature. So there you go, dual Sith strike in action. But yeah, definitely a cool addition to the line. Again, I really like this figure. I'm really warming to the Galaxy of Adventures series as a whole. The figures that I've picked up from it so far have really impressed me, and this figure is no exception. So if you are a little bit open-minded in terms of what you collect, and you're looking for something a little bit different for the collection, this is certainly the way to go, and it is, again, a great value for money figure. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at Darth Maul from the Galaxy of Adventures line. Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this figure, and I'll be back with some more reviews very soon. Once again, I'm creeping towards my 1000th video, so we are probably going to do something a little bit special for that. I'm thinking collection update, but I'm open to ideas. So in the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.